What's up? How's everybody doing? Just get my levels sorted. Welcome along to today's live streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I believe I have all the chats up this time, so I can see all of your very kind and constructive messages. This is day 2 of building a techno set from scratch. We're picking up exactly where we left off from day 1. If you didn't see the first one, you can watch it on YouTube over at /cosmcosm. What's up, everybody in the chat? I won't list all your names because there's quite a lot of people watching, which is cool. So yeah, if you didn't catch the first episode, we are basically building an entire techno set from scratch in session view. This is for a performance I'm doing at a party called The World Beyond, which is going to be next month. It's going to be really heavy techno, and I want it all to be in session view. I'm going to have lots of dummy clips. I want to be able to control things like kick drums and snares and everything synthesized, and just really make progression as I go with my controllers. On day 2, which is this stream, we're going to be advancing on what we did last time, which was creating the dummy clips. So you can consider this part of the shell of the set, if you like. We're not going to be focusing on sound design on this episode either. So I'm building the shell of how the live set's going to work, and then I'm going to be doing the sound design in future episodes, and we're going to get really, really weird with the sound design in the later episodes. Just to give you a rundown of how it all looks, we have 8 tracks here. We have kick, bass, snare, hats 2, excuse me, synth 1 and synth 2. So those are the only 8 tracks I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing things in sets of 8s because I've got 2 launch controls, I've got 2 launch pads, the push has an 8x8 grid, so that's all good. The audio of these tracks are fed into these audio tracks over here. So the audio is actually bypassing the master, it's going through these guys first, and the reason for that is so we can add dummy clips to do interesting little fills and rolls and stuff. At the moment we've only done 1-bar ones, but I want to extend that up to 2 bars, 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 and 32 if we get there. And then over to the right we have track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one of these tracks is going to be specific to a particular song within the set that I'm going to play. So I'm going to have 8 songs within the set, and each one will have its own special effect. And they're just audio tracks for now. They'll probably end up being MIDI tracks later, but they'll come further down the line. Cool. Yeah, so I'm reading all the chats here. If you've got any suggestions, of course, let me know. If you want to say g'day, if you want to tell me something is stupid, let me know. If I do refer to a question that is not in the chat, it's because, as I said, I'm streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. So yeah. So first thing I want to do here is I was thinking about how I want to do this, and I want to have 3 more tracks after these 8 tracks here, and I'm going to create them now. I'm going to have I'm going to make 3 MIDI tracks. I'm going to have a riser, I'm going to have a faller, and I'm going to have a drop. I don't know if we'll get into these today. No, sorry, not a drop. A trigger track. The trigger track, we're going to get into some Max for Live stuff, and what this is going to be is a whole selection of clips that, when triggered, will automate all of these dummy clips that we are currently building. So I'm going to be continuing building the dummy clips today, but this trigger track, it's going to be able to, so I can push one button and then all of these trigger tracks are going to be playing. For those commenting on the ambient music, it is called Recess. Where am I here? So it's on my SoundCloud. You can see it there, SoundCloud /TomCosm. It's 1 hour of ambient, and I'm just going to stop it now so we can get into some techno. So as I said, we've synthesized everything, hi-hats, percussion, bass, kick, everything. It's not great at the moment. These sounds that I've made are placeholders just so we can work on the dummy clips, and in future episodes we'll get cracking on with the dummy clips and whatever. So here's our kick. I'm going to turn this up a little bit so I can hear it, and probably turn it up so you guys can hear it as well. How's that for audio levels? We'll get some busyness happening. We've got a bass line, a snare. Hopefully you guys can hear me over that. Let me know in the stream or in the chat if it's too loud. What's up, Davey? How you doing, man? Then we got some hats. Kind of open hats, these ones. Hats 2 is more closed hats. And then we've got percussion. Percussion could be melodic. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Then we've got a synth 1. At the moment, it's just doing this kind of crazy shit. I'm thinking synth 1 is going to be more kind of like heavy, big whale techno sounds. And then over here we've got this synth. This is going to be more melodic. So whether it's like arpeggiated, we've currently got an LFO on the simple delay time, which is kind of creating that weird pitch shift. But yeah, I was thinking synth 2 is more like stabs, pads, chords, arpeggiated stuff, melodic stuff, whereas synth 1 will be kind of lead instrumental, I don't know, like wailing stuff, but not as kind of like melodically sound as synth number 2. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. But anyway, all together they sound like this. And I'm just going to stop synth 1, synth 2 and the percussion track, because what we did is we made all these dummy clips. So as you can see, all the levels are going out through these dummy clips here. It's quiet in comparison to my voice. Alright, bring it up a few decibels. How about that? How's that? Is that a good mix? What's up, Johnny, on Facebook? Jippy, Desu, Roger SCA, Overgrowth Music, Thorn, Desu, Deso. Hopefully that's all good. So, yeah, so as you can see, I keep repeating myself, but yeah, these are all going out. Kick is going out through kick, bass is going out through bass, snare is going out through snare, and it means we can trigger these dummy clips which automate effects on that track. For example, we can put a high-pass filter on the kick. And these all have follow action, so they go back to none after 1 bar. So we could do a kick with a reverb. Another one. And we can also, I put these in a group so we can trigger them all at once. So let's play one here. So that's what happens when we trigger a whole range of dummy clips. Which is kind of cool. It's quite fun already. So these are only 1 bar. As I said, we're going to do 2 bar ones, 4 bar ones. What I might do for this episode is once we've completed the dummy clips for percussion, synth 1 and synth 2, as I might just duplicate them and stretch them out over 2 bars, stretch them out over 4 bars, and then we can fine tune them as we go. One thing I did last time, which I kind of regret, is I would have liked to have actually grouped these into audio racks and then assigned macros to parameters that I'm going to change, and then modulated the macros within the dummy clips rather than directly modulating, say, like the dry wet of the reverb on that track. So what I might do for the percussion synth 1 and synth 2 is do it that way. And then depending on how long I think it'll take me, I might put these effects into audio racks and do it that way. I think it's just easier if we do it that way, because what I ultimately want to be able to do is, because of these dummy clips, if I was to say on the snare track here, just play one of these, see how it jumps back to none, and then I can actually go into the effects myself in a live situation and play with the effects, but knowing that if I hit the none button, it's going to snap them all back to none. So if I have all macros that by default, like their 0 value means no effect, it's a good way for me to be able to do it live, and then when I'm done, I can hit the none button. Cool. All right. So we're over on the percussion track here. Let's have a listen. Let's solo it. So when we were making this sound, which is just kind of a percussive sound using frequency modulated synthesis, we added a reverb, a filter delay, and a grain delay on the actual audio track. So what I'm going to do is actually select all of these and drag them over to the percussion track like this. I'm going to right click and group them together into a group, because as I said, I want to do this macro thing, and I'll call this perc effects like that. So now if we play the percussion, it's still doing the same thing. If we turn this off, percussion is pretty boring. So I'll turn this on. And what I'm going to do is from these 3 effects on the percussion track, I'm going to go through and quickly assign 8 macro knobs, which I think are going to be important for these 3 effects. So first off, let's go to the reverb. I'm going to assign the dry wet to macro 1. Let's assign the decay time to macro 2. Ooh, my resolution is really small on my screen here. Then we've got the filter delay. So what I'll do here is I'll go volume of the left side to macro 3. Man, I keep missing that. And volume of the right side to macro 3. So that controls both volumes. We want to change the decibel level to 0 on each so we don't go too high. So that's good for that. We'll assign the feedback to macro 4 of both as well. I'm going to leave that at 100%. The filter delay goes up to 100%, which can get pretty wild. But because it has an EQ on it, it doesn't go forever usually if you have this on. But what I'll do is with the EQ, I'll map the EQ frequency to macro 5 and also do the same with this one here. So macro 5 will move the frequency of the filter delay around. It'd be nice to change the... Do I want to change the delay time? It's percussive. I think I do. So I'm going to change the delay time as well. Remember, I'm doing it for both sides. I could just use the middle one and not have to do it twice, but I may want to change the sync value of the left or the right hand side, for example. So that's we've only got 2 left, which we'll say for the grain delay, which we should really have more of. But anyway, I'm just going to rename these so I know. So we'll go reverb dry, or we'll just go reverb wet, reverb, what was it? Decay. And then this one was the delay. We'll just go wet. Then we've got delay feedback. And we've got delay filter. Was that right? Oh, yeah. And then we've got delay time. So delay time changes it. I'm going to keep it in sync mode. We'll keep it on 3/16. Here's our filter. Here's our feedback. Here's our dry wet. Decay time. And there. Okay, so grain delay. Obviously dry wet's going to have to be 1. So we'll put it here. And yeah, this knob, what should we do? We've got it on sync mode. I'll just assign it to the pitch for now. We might change it later. So I'm going to rename this to grain wet, and we'll go grain pitch. So let's bring all the dry wets down. Yeah. Turn off the mapping mode. Let's just make this percussion a little bit busier. Put in a few more notes. So if we bring up the reverb, it's a good one to play with. Here's the delay wet. And that's changing the filter. And of course we can change the time. Very good. Bring the wet down, and then we've got our grain delay. So the default value for the grain pitch needs to be there. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but anyway. So we'll keep them down for now. So this is completely dry. I'm just going to bring in the kick. Johnny over on Facebook. Yeah, we're going to get to some distortion soon. The distortion, I'm going to add, I've got a list here. Yeah, we're going to add a bunch of return tracks eventually, and that's where things like drive distortion and stuff like that will go. Who knows, maybe we'll add it into these dummy clips at some stage. But as I said, working from the shell, getting a broader picture and slowly honing it inwards is kind of the direction I'm heading at. Okay, so this percussion one, None. Let's play it. If I open up the None clip, I just want to check now, because if we go into the perc effects, you can see now we only have 8 macros, which is good. If I go to my grain pitch, you'll see it is stuck on this value here. I'm just going to add a point. So it says 0. Okay, so that's good. So let's go ahead and copy this dummy clip down. And what we'll do with this one is we'll just play with the reverb for a start. So I'm going to go into my reverb wet. And let's just do one sweep up for the reverb wet. And we'll also change the decay time. We'll have it sweep up as well. Very simple. We're doing simple stuff here. Remember, like once we start playing them all together, that's where the craziness happens. Very good. So I'm going to call that reverb. What am I calling it? Level 1. I don't know why I picked level, but that'll do. So I'm going to copy that down and do a reverb level 2. Let's go back to our dry wet here. I'm going to select all of these and delete it. And just bring this up to 50% roughly. And here's our decay time. I'm going to make the decay time massive. And I might go back to the reverb wet and add a point here and bring this down so it kind of pumps up. I like this kind of pumping feeling with the reverb. So we'll duplicate that automation across. Pick the right time. 1 bar, 2, 3, 4. So that kind of gives a pumping effect on the dry wet. So that's dry. Call that level 2. That's all good. And we've got 3 effects to work with, so I might leave the reverb out of the next one. I'm going to drag this None clip down again. How many people we got watching? Oh yeah, quite a few. Sweet. So this None clip here, I'm going to be messing with the filter delay. So what I'll do is go into the filter delay wet. We'll bring it up to 50%. Oh no, this is a decibel level, so we'll bring it up to 0. We'll go into the EQ or the filter. We'll have it. How about a sweep down and a sweep up and then back to the central position. And I want the decay time to be... It's not giving me the notes. We have to try and find triplets. 3/6 the notes. That's good. We also have feedback here. We'll keep that there. Again, dry, level 1, reverb. Reverb level 2. Filter 1. No, what is it? Delay level 1. 6-minute decay time. Why not? It's all good. Like if I put the decay time at its max, like as soon as I hit this None value, it's going to go back to 0. Like you can see it here. Oh, it's going to go to 921, but the dry wet's on 0, so it doesn't matter. You can see the pumping happening here. What I might do with this delay sweep is not have it go like all the way down, because it's kind of like starting to delay low end. Very good. Well, let's try something a little bit weird with this delay one. What I'll do is I'll keep the EQ in the middle by deleting everything there. What's up, Artanis? Oh. You're totaled after a festival? Cool, man. Oh, it should be pretty easy going today. So this is the delay filter. I'm going to bring this up to its halfway point. Actually, what I'm going to do is go back in here. I'm going to go into my mapping mode. And here's our filter. I'm going to swap one of these around. So now when we play this, it goes like opposite on left and right. It's just a little bit of variation that's kind of cool. But for this one, this dummy clip, I'm going to leave it at 64 or 64. Now, I just had an idea of if we actually change the delay time. I'm going to make the grid size really small. Let's change the delay time like this, see what happens. So it's on, we'll go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we change the delay mode to repitch, it should be pretty interesting, I think. Not bad. What I'll do is I'll go into the delay wet and bring the grid size down again. I'll do a pumping effect with that as well because it's a little bit extreme. So we'll duplicate that 4 times. Maybe make it so it comes up to halfway through the bar. Duplicate that. Maybe not. Let's try having it all the way up and then coming down over a beat. That could be cool. Perhaps. Duplicate that 3 times. That's kind of cool. Alright, we'll call it delay level 2. And we'll add a tiny bit of reverb to this. So we'll go reverb wet. And we'll have this coming up to like 40%. And where's our decay time? Let's just put that right up. And we'll have it come down. What's up, Herbert on YouTube? What's up, David on Facebook? Glad you like my packs, man. I don't know, that delay wet kind of defeats the purpose of the time automation that we did. So instead of having it go all the way down, let's do it like this instead. The reason I'm using dummy clips is just so that when I'm actually playing live, I can go directly into one of these tracks, which is purely the sound design, or I can go into these tracks, which is purely effects. And then later on, we're going to be using a trigger track to randomly trigger these effects. So say if I want a 4-bar break in the track that's currently playing, I can create a 4-bar trigger clip here. When I trigger it, it's going to select randomly a whole bunch of the 4-bar ones. We're still working on the 1-bar ones, but when we get to the 4-bar ones, it'll pick a random bunch of them and then go back to the original. So it's kind of like I can, like, almost, it'll be different almost every time when I hit the button because it'll pick one of 8 different things, and it's kind of a way to evolve the set. It's kind of like a lucky dip button. We should get there by the end of today. Still not too sure about this. Let's try it about here. The controllers I will be using, so I'll be using 2 launch controls, 2 launch pads, and I'll be using a push. And there's another, I've got a custom MIDI controller that I'm building, which is going to be controlling these 8 tracks, but that's going to be further down in the series because I haven't actually built it yet. Okay, let's go back into the delay time. Maybe if we make these like this. Too much. That'll do for that. So that's delay level 2. And remember, like, we're gonna have all kinds of different percussive sounds, so I'm trying to do things quite universally, like so that, you know, any kind of sound would work. So delay level 2, I'm gonna copy down the none clip just so we have a fresh slate. We'll go delay wet. We'll have that coming up here, and then here we'll have it going away. And I quite like playing with the delay time. So at the moment it's on 1/16th note. We'll bring it up here. Hopefully that's 2/16th notes. Nice and simple. Where's the EQ? I could add a lot more knobs to my live set. I'll be using I'm going to be using 2 of these. So we've got 3 knobs. But the thing is, because I have the push 2, by putting these effects into macros, when I select a macro, the push 2 will update, so I'll have macro controls over whatever is currently selected. I'm happy for that. New audio track, Control Z. Call that delay level 3, and then we have the grain delay. So let's go ahead and do some weird stuff with that. We've only got dry, wet, and pitch, so I'll just do 1 with the grain delay wet. We'll just have it coming up for this one to 1/3. And here's my pitch. I'll have this one going up. That'll do for that. So we'll go that grain P up, and I'm going to duplicate that across, and we'll just rename it grain P down. So on this one, we'll have it going down. It goes down to, what, -36, so maybe that'll be too much, but we'll find out. Maybe down then up. It's going down way too much. Let's just bring it down like 5 semitones. And I'll go into my grain wet here, and we'll just have it completely wet. Back to the pitch. What I might do is make the grid size small here, 16th notes. And I'll use the draw tool. Let's just put in some random shit, see what happens. That's cool. Maybe a little bit of reverb on this random one. So again, reverb wet. Maybe just on this last or this third beat. And also go to reverb decay, bring it up on this third beat. Hey Octonode, how you doing, buddy? Over on Twitch. It's kind of cool. Maybe if we keep it going. That's cool. And of course, let's just change this percussion around a little bit. So let's just say I just do like 16th notes, see what it sounds like. And this is all subject to change. Sounds pretty cool. It's quite a cool one. And this is none. I'm going to change the filter to an SMP. So you can see how this all combined is going to be really fun if I have hands-on control over both the synthesis that's producing the sound and the dummy effects as well. So just for now, I am going to select these dummy clips we just made, and in the launch area, the follow action is set to 1 bar, which is what I want, and I'm going to go play first. So that of course means now when I play one of these, it's going to play it for 1 bar, and then go back to none. Let's make this a little less aggressive. So again, so let's just trigger a group because it's fun. What's up, Dan, over on YouTube? What's up, Herbert, on YouTube? Very good. Let's back to this percussion sound. Let's make it sound more like a percussion sound. The LFO is currently assigned to the B oscillator. I might take that off. Assign it to the... we'll do the filter and the B oscillator. Make it sync mode. Very good. So we're getting somewhere cool. Next is the synth stuff. So I'm going to stop all clips here and go over to Synth 1. This is called, I'll drag these out a little bit. Alt. There we go. So currently Synth 1, we have this sound. Got an LFO. I'm going to get rid of that for now. It's quite an aggressive sound at the moment. What notes have we got? I just want something with a lot of harmonics to work with. What do we got? We got a saw wave modulated by a sine wave. I'm just going to roll with that for now. So what we have is a reverb here. We've got a limiter there. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll throw the reverb into the Synth 1 dummy track. I'm going to put keeping it simple, put a filter before it. We'll do one low pass, one high pass. And again, use SMP mode because I like it better. That's good, and this one's going to be kind of wailing, so maybe something like a frequency shifter could be cool. Hold on a second, guys, sorry. So yeah, frequency shifter. So I think the LFO stuff will be fun to play with. So that's 4 effects. That's quite a lot for this. So I'm going to group those together, get our macros out, and we'll call this Synth 1 effects. And let's do our mapping. So I'm going to, with the cutoff filter, I'm just going to map the frequency there. We'll map the frequency of that one to this one. The reverb will do dry wet, and of course decay time. And then, yeah, I guess the frequency shifter will do actual frequency. We'll do LFO amount. We'll do LFO rate. And maybe LFO shape. It could be kind of out of it. Oh, we need to have a dry wet. Yeah, we'll do dry wet. Just so there's we can turn it off completely. Currently not playing anything. Oh, it's because that one's down. So that's the raw sound. Bring the kick and stuff. Just for fun, I'm going to put the kick on the snare on the usual 2 and 4. Let's change this bass line up a bit. Sounds good. What's up? Smoker360 on YouTube. From New York, what's going on? Leandra on Twitch asks, Tom, what are you going to be using for the audio clips? Your own songs or writing new stuff? There's going to be no audio clips. It's all going to be synthesis completely. Snares, hats, everything. That's the whole idea, because I want to, as I said in live situations, I want to be able to go in and like change the snare. Like, here's our open hat here. You know, I can go in and change the decay. Or change the decay on here. So I want to have complete control over all the sounds and how they're synthesized. Anyway, back to this synth. It's getting a bit annoying, so we should do something with it. So let's go down here, new dummy clip, and we'll go into our thing. Oh, I need to rename those macros what they were. So macro 1 is the low pass filter, macro 2 is the high pass filter. Then we have reverb, wet, reverb, decay. We have, we'll go freak, freak, tab, freak, LFO, AMT, AM will do, freak, LFO, time, or T will do, and then freak, wet. Very good. Okay, so let's go into this clip here. We'll just have a simple low pass filter sweep down and up. We won't go all the way down, maybe here. And let's trigger it. And just for sake of building this, I'm going to select all the notes and choose legato. Very good. Bit of reverb on that wouldn't hurt. So let's go reverb, wet, and we'll go all the way out to 100. Why not? Because it goes quiet. What's up, Rebellion from France on YouTube? How you doing? What's up, Phil on Facebook? Glad you're enjoying the show. We need to play with the decay time here. All the way up. 60 seconds. It's quite a drastic change. So maybe if we go into, I like it on 60 seconds. If we go into the wet, let's use curves. We haven't used curves yet. So holding down the Alt key, let's have it sneak up. And maybe we could even just bring it out completely here. Maybe some kind of gating effect here, I was thinking. Very good. I'm going to bring all these synth notes down an octave. So I'm going to call this LPF1 or level 1. A fade to grey input. Might have to explain that a little bit better, Herbert, over on YouTube. What's up, James, on YouTube? So like that, I'm going to do one more low pass filter. I've selected the none one again. Let's go, we'll have this one, we'll do it in stages like this. I'll duplicate that 3 times. Go back to our pen tool, change these around just a little bit. That's pretty cool, and again, just a little bit of reverb for this. Like, I'm not going to go crazy, so maybe bring it up to like 40%. Where's that decay? Nice and simple. In fact, that one should be level 1. So we'll call that LPF level 1. We'll call this one LPF level 2. The granulation is over on the percussion track, which we just did. Sorry from Canada. Yeah, what's up, Spade98 on YouTube? How you doing? So, cool. Sounding pretty good. DGN0, hey Tom, any particular artists that you're taking inspiration from this kind of sound? I see mostly minimal techno out there these days. The inspiration, I guess, is I wanted to do this. Thanks for the follow, Pouring Rain. I think I got that name right. That's the first time ever. Wow. The inspiration, I guess, comes from just the amount of time I've spent in Berlin and going to techno clubs. Last time we were there was last year, and I wanted to get this done there because I thought, what better place to, come up with a brand new techno set than the motherland of, techno, or a type of techno. Detroit people getting angry at me. And I've been meaning to do it for ages. I love the sound. It's not what I usually play in my live sets, but I've always wanted to build it, and I've just happened to have the free time now. Any particular artists? Not really. Like, honestly, when I go to a club, any of the clubs in Berlin and dance to like hard techno music, I have no idea who the hell it is. I can't even see the DJ, so it's just like the inspiration is machines and like things exploding, which we'll get to when we get into the sound design stuff. I want this to be a real mechanical sounding set, like like pushing machines to their limit and having them break and all that kind of shit. Are you using a laptop or desktop producing as you have no overload? This is Herbert Ludwig on YouTube. I'm using a laptop. I'm using my MacBook. I think it's a late 2013 or 14. It's about 4 years old, I think. So we're not pushing anything just because we're using like all native Ableton stuff here. I guess that's another reason to not use any external VSTs or anything like that. So that's all good. All right, let's move on to the high pass filter side. So we're going to go high pass filter level 1. Oops. HPF level 1. Again, it's nice and clean. So let's go into our high pass filter here. So we'll just have this coming up. Very good, and we'll use just the reverb wet on this area of the clip. 50%, decay time, 60 seconds. Maybe if we do a little bit of we'll bring the decay time up to 60 seconds here, and we'll go reverb wet. Let's just do some little teasy kind of little teasy bits. They're a bit too sudden, so I'm going to give them all a little bit of a ramp. Look at that. That's pretty angry. We'll keep that there for now. We'll do high pass filter level 2. Bug over on YouTube. We will get to things like sidechains and all the things that you're spitting out. We will do that eventually. Again, if you're just joining us, we're building the shell at the moment, so it's not really what the end product's going to sound like. It's kind of a lot of processing and getting shit done kind of work. at this stage, so don't expect any epic drops or anything at this stage. I'm going to copy that none clip down actually and rename that to Highpass filter level 2. So what we'll do with this one is we'll go into the Highpass filter. We'll have it starting up quite high. That's pretty cool. I'm going to duplicate that 4 times and grab the line and bring it down for each one. I've kind of fucked up a bit there, but maybe it'll sound cool. That's cool. And we'll go reverb again. Bring you up to 50%. And where's that decay time? Maybe have that coming up. Maybe up and down and up and down. These are all subject to change, but I'm just kind of getting the foundations built here. We'll ask on YouTube, why not add a ramp on the last one there too? A ramp for which parameter? I think the high-pass filter starts too high here. No, that doesn't sound good. Let's just bring the synth line up. Oh, let's write a new synth line because I'm getting annoyed with that one already. I'm gonna go into my envelopes, go MIDI control pitch bend. Obviously we've got some, we need some more decay on the filter. Not bad. That's going to get annoying too as well very quickly, but that's alright, we can change it again. Let's go up and down. This is going to go down then up, just so it resolves a little bit. Might give us a little bit more air time before it gets stagnant. Maybe. Okay, so those are the filters sorted. What else we got? We got reverb and a frequency shifter, so these should be fun. So let's copy the none down here. What's up, guys, on YouTube? Kari. So the none sounds pretty gnarly. We could, okay, so frequency shifter, we have frequency at, should really bring the frequency up on the none to, it's quite hard, to 0. Well, that'll do. I quite like that. So we'll go into the none. We've got our frequency wet here. And I'm going to do just the pumping thing again, like so. Too many dots. And duplicate that. And where is our frequency amount? Here. This could get a bit weird. Let's go down a little bit. Go up. Very good. I think that'll sound good with the reverb pumping sound. So bring the reverb decay up to 60. Reverb wet. Give it a point here, 50%. Point here. Get rid of the dot. That's pretty intense. Yeah, we'll do all the side chaining stuff will come later, I promise. I'm doing things quite procedurally at the moment. So frequency shift to level 2. What we'll do is that filter frequency, let's delete all. That reverb wet, let's just bring this all down. I want a nice steady note here, so I'm going to get rid of the pitch shift here. So I've just got one note. Very good. Let's go to the LFO amount with frequency shifter. Pretty cool. I'll put the LFO time, which is ridiculously fast. Listen to that, that's cool. Ooh. I'll bring the LFO time speed down. Oh, that's faster. What's gonna happen here? So this needs to be like maximum. Kind of didgeridoo sounding. And what do we got? Frequency wet. Let's bring the frequency wet all the way up. No, I like the pumping. Bring this last one up a little bit more. What's up, Abby, on Facebook? We'll do a little bit of a LFO time dip here. That means we need to go into the LFO amount. How much do we want to fuck this up? Try wet. Maybe get rid of these guys for this one. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one there. We might change that one later, but let's keep things moving. Frequency level 2. This is frequency level 3. DGN0. No, we're not gonna do sound design today. I guess you could call this sound design in a way, but we're not going to be building the actual synthesized stuff today. We're still building the shell. I want to get the shell finished today if I can. I don't think I have anything else that I need to do. So let's bring this down. I'm just going to make the frequency wet maximum. Let's look at it here. Very good, and we'll go frequency, filter frequency. Let's go 16th notes. Let's bring the synth up higher. Not bad. Maybe we'll give the high-pass filter a little bit of a job to do. And the reverb a little bit of a job as well. Very good. So that is Freak level 3. Getting through them. So again, I need to select all these clips and select the follow action to play the first one. So this is none. Very good, and let's, just for fun, of course, trigger some groups. Very good, now we can stop that synth sound. Thank fuck. Should have had that playing. Awesome, and now we just have synth 2 left. So what do we have here? Let's solo it. Okay, so we had an LFO on the simple delay. We'll get rid of that. I'm going to change the synth sound just to a basic sound for now. We'll just do a saw wave. So that's going to be obviously a lot of fun to play with for Synth 2. So we'll bring the simple delay over to the Synth 2 track. We'll give it a redux and we'll give it a reverb. So those are the 3 that are. 1, 2, how many parameters do we got? Okay, time. Don't really play a feedback. 2, 3, 4. Well, we can add one more in here. What can we put after it? Flanger! Haven't used a flanger yet. Good old flanger. So let's macro these all together. Group them. So simple delay, the dry wet, obviously important. The time is important. I'm going to leave the feedback there. On the redux, we'll put it into soft mode. So we'll map the down sample to that one. Reverb, we'll do dry wet and decay time as usual. And then we've got 3 to play with on the flanger. By default, the flanger's LFO is on 100%, so I'll turn that down so we can actually map. We'll go decay time, delay time, feedback. And that's kind of all that's really fun to play with. What's one other parameter, one other effect we could use with a single knob? Chorus. Maybe a filter. Let me just have a quick experiment here with this one. That could be fun. The morph dial. Very good. So that morph dial is going to do some weird shit. And we'll bring the LFO up on this. No, we won't. Or will we? Make it really fast. Very good. So what I'm going to do is map that morph button dial to macro 8, but I'm also going to map the on-off button to macro 8 as well. So it turns off when it's at its lowest position. So to do that, I need to set the min value to 1 and the max to 0. So you'll see the morph is off, and then when I bring it up, it starts doing its thing. Too much res. That's not going to make too much difference, but with all the reverbs and stuff, it might. You get those really haunting kind of pad sounds. Sounding good. Rebellion, hey, could you set an LFO to the morph and some tiny delay behind? No, not at this stage. Again, that's getting a little bit too far ahead. I want to keep everything really simple with this set. I don't want to add any... I just don't want to get complicated with these effects. I want them to all be simple, because the accumulation of them all working together over 8 tracks is going to be quite a busy thing. As I said, the sound design, the future episodes, we're going to get really heavy into big warping stuff and sidechaining and all the things that you love that do epic stuff. But for now, it's like quite shell type material. Did we do a dry wear to the phaser? Oh, the flanger we didn't. So what I might do with the flanger is map the on-off button to this delay time. Should I do the feedback? I'll do the feedback. So the on-off button goes to the feedback. Again, 1, 0. So no flanger. Very good. AV over on Facebook asks Avi, so to play a track like this live, would you treat each scene as essentially a one shot as opposed to a repetitive section? Again, like as far as like scenes go for the actual audio clip, the MIDI clips, that's something we're going to discover together in future episodes. Not too sure how that's going to go yet. It's going to go the shell, which I'm doing now. Then we're going to get into sound design. So we're going to design like 8 different sounds for each one of these 8 different kick, bass, snare, hats, example. Then at the very later stages, we're going to start talking about how we're going to place audio clips, MIDI clips when they change, what they do, which will be down way below the dummy clip. So that's going to come a bit later. Later in the series. I wish I could show you guys everything that I want to in like one go really quickly, but again, we're doing this quite procedurally and just getting the core foundations really strong. So as we advance outwards, it's always just going to be good, if that makes sense. Rather than, I'm trying not to get excited, because in my streams I always get excited and go off track and end up like running a drum and bass track or something. So I'm trying not to do that for this one. Very good. On that note, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Hang tight for 2 minutes. you enjoyed that little interlude there. So, over to Synth 2, we've assigned the macros to the relevant things. We should rename them. So we'll call this Synth 2 effects. Hopefully... Oh, it's not working. You guys not getting any audio? Hold on a sec. I know you can hear me. Why is this not working? Should be working. Oh, for fuck's sake. So changing the scenes is like screwed up my thing. Oh no, it is working. Sorry, my bad. I just had it out of focus. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? Synth 2. We're renaming things. So this is the delay wet. This is the delay time. Sample soft. I'll just call that redux. Then we have reverb wet. Reverb time. Then we have flanger time. Flanger feedback. And morph. Very good. So let's start playing with this. So I'm going to copy that dummy clip down, open it up. And what's first on the list? We've got delay wet and delay time. So yeah, we'll just do a nice simple sweep up with the dry wet to 50%. And we'll bring the time down very small. That's good, and we'll give that a little bit of a reverb. Just a little bit. What's up, Paul? What's up, Caleb, over on Facebook? So we'll sneak the dry wet of the reverb in. And again with the reverb time, 60 seconds. That'll do for that. So we'll go delay level 1. Then we'll copy that down. What I'll do is I'll go delay time. No, delay wet. Bring it all into focus. Let's have it on 50% for the whole thing. Get rid of this delay time. It's in pitch mode, so it's going to be real crazy. We'll start it quite long. That's cool. Maybe a little bit of pumping on the dry wet. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. Get rid of you. Duplicate that maybe. That's enough. Bit more. That sounds good. So that's delay level 2, and I'm going to do one more delay. We'll make it really, really nuts. Delay level 3. Oh, 23. 3. What's up, binary function? How you doing? Over on Facebook. We're playing this one here. Keep that pumping effect. Let's go into the delay time and delete everything. We'll go 8th notes. We'll do some weird time shift. bit too much. Let's play with the morph on this one. So what I'll do is I'll bring this up to its maximum value. Just giving it some ramps. And fuck it, let's do the redux. That morph LFO is a bit too much. We'll time sync it to 8th notes. It's kind of cool. I think maybe if I put the morph at the start, it'll be a lot more effective. Maxim, what up, man? You want me to make it more better? Sure thing, bro. That's delay level 3, this is delay level 2. This is none. Okay, what else we got? So I might just do one simple redux one here. We'll copy the none dummy clip down. We'll go... Where are we? Redux. Whoa. Redux. Play it. And start it at the top and go down to the bottom. Coffee. Yeah, I want a coffee. Maybe if we make these incremental. It's almost like the soft amount isn't enough. So what I might do is remove the redux mapping from this, remove mapping, turn it to hard mode, go full crazy and see what that does. Woo. So now we have to be a bit careful with our where everything is. So let's bring everything down. And we'll make it go like this. If I bring it all the way up here, and then give it some reverb right at the end, so reverb wet here, reverb time, why do I call it time? It's decay. We'll put the decay up here. Maybe a little bit of morph. Back to the redux. I'm not sure I like this pattern. Let's just do a sweep. Heath asked on Facebook, are you going to post this set on your website? Yes, when it's finished. We're still in very early stages. I would say we're like 5% of the way there. It needs to be finished by the end of next month. So I'm just going to call this one Redux level 1, and I'm just going to leave the Redux. It's a little bit too destructive for me at the moment. So we'll copy the none down again, and what else we got? We got the reverb. We'll just do one reverb as well. So reverb level 1, and we'll choose our reverb wet. We'll very quickly we'll go to like 75% wet, so it's really flooded, and bring the reverb time up also. It's quite a sudden thing. Sounding good. So that was the reverb. We've got the flanger to play with now. So let's go none. Copy that down. Flange level 1. Maxi reckons erosion is better than redux. We'll call this flange level 2. Just get it out of the way. What's going on, DJ Synth A? DG Synth A over on YouTube. How you doing? Flange. So the flange, we've got flange time and feedback. The feedback, of course, turns it on. So we'll have that on from the start. Let's just bring let's put it right up. Woo! Too much. Very good. And we'll go time. I bring the dry wet down a little bit. So we've got a mix signal. It's good enough for that one. And this one, what I'll do is go back here to our effects, turn the feedback on, go about halfway, and with the time we'll go 16th notes, and we'll go up gradually on every second one. See if that works. Bit more feedback. So that is our dummy clip sorted. Remember, I will probably change all of these as we move through the series. Setting the launch options, follow action, trigger none. So the first clip in the series. Let's get everything working. Let's bring this up an octave. Change the sound. And bring it down an octave. Very good. So, as I said, those are the dummy clips. Again, that lets me go into each one of these effects and change them manually when when I'm playing this set. As far as these ones not being in groups with macros, I think I might do that off the stream really quickly because I think that would just be boring to watch. We got up to here and then I realized that I should really be putting things into groups and using macros instead of directly changing the parameters themselves on these things here. Maybe try sidechaining a little bit. No, we're not going to do any sidechaining until like 10 hours in at least, so Buckle your seatbelts. Catch you later, Heath. Glad you enjoyed the stream. We're not gonna. We use Corpus on the hats, I think, somewhere. Again, all of these things, sound designy type stuff, we're not going to get into at this stage. We're going to work on the shell. So what I want to do from this stage is the scenes here. I'm going to rename these to what they actually are. 1 bar, copy paste. 1 bar, 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 and then we're going to add some new scenes. No. Control I. Forgot the shortcut for a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are going to be 2 bar ones. Now, I'm not going to like make 2 bar ones again for you guys now because that'll be quite boring as well. But I'm going to put them in anyway. Is that 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's 7. I want 8 of these. So what I'll do is I'm going to copy all of these down to here. Like so. It means I'm going to have to add in an 8th one. But hopefully that means we can... Just give me a minute to think here. So these are 2 bar ones. Before I do that, when is South America, Tom calls him? Not too sure what you mean by that, Santo on Facebook. I'm going to be boring and put 1 in front of every single one of these clips. Sorry, I know this isn't the most entertaining thing to live stream, but go be dumb. Trying to keep everything nice and tidy for now. Whoa. Herbert on YouTube asks, how can you get rid of the CCI-PPN sound on operator? You might have to tell me what the CCI-PPN sound is. What's up, Felipe? Kesmick calls him Tom. Thanks, man. Oh no, I get it. I don't think that was a compliment. I'm getting fast. I want to get ahead of myself. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. The clipping sound? Okay, which operator are you talking about? Because we've got 8 operators here. Talking about this synth guy. You might be referring to the fact that I have an envelope on the filter which has a really short decay, to which would bring the envelope down. Thank you, Binary Function. Take it easy on Facebook. Yeah, this recording will be around forever, hopefully. Every sound? So there's clipping at the start of every sound? Is there? I can't seem to hear any. Are we talking like really crazy clipping, or because it could be a malfunction of my equipment? I may need to restart some things. Is my voice clipping? Oh, no. When I create an instrument, there is clipping. Lower the volume, I guess. If we're referring to clipping as going in the red, we've got a volume right here. If you don't want to lower the volume, you can always add a limiter. It's just down to the sound design, I guess, man. Like if it's too loud at the start, bring the volume down at the start, the amplitude down at the start. Felipe says streaming quality is good, so yeah. Sorry, I can't be much more help with that one. When we do sound design stuff, perhaps you can explain a little bit more of what you mean, and we can get into that. So I've renamed these all to 1. I'm just going to drag these down to the 2 bars. And do we duplicate this out? Okay, that works for that. Excuse me while I just test some things out. I'm just trying to figure out like the quickest way to do this without being annoying for you guys. What I might do is, not do this right for now. I might get into the Mix for Live stuff, which could be a bit of fun. So I'm going to bring all these down. Okay, those are 2 bars. Let's do this. Okay. You can probably tell I'm thinking as I'm going here. So this is 4 bars. Get rid of those. 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one is 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's 16 bars. I'm doing 8 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No viruses. Vic Limited, in response on YouTube. Any specific reason you choose to use macOS instead of Windows? I guess Herbert kind of has it. Like, well, no viruses. It's not that big of a deal. I do use Windows and Mac. I'm using Windows to operate like all of the live streaming and chat and stuff right now. I also use Windows for my Dream Stream or my Ambitron. I've run into no issues with Ableton Live. I just have a MacBook, and I don't know. It's just never ever crashed ever during a set. Whereas when I was on PC, it was like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 15 times I'd have some kind of issue. And whilst I'm good at problem solving and stuff, like when you're in front of hundreds of people, like one crash or one glitch is just one too many. So that's why I roll with the Macs. But with the recent updates in Macs, I'm not terribly impressed, so I might actually not get a Mac for my next purchase. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it too much. So this one is going to be 32 bars. The 32 bar ones are obviously going to be really big build-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I've done that for now. So these are where all the dummy clips are going to go in these scenes, and I'm going to keep these at the top of the set. So now we can create a scene and actually call this, we'll call it tracks. And I'll keep that completely, tracks. And we'll keep that one completely empty, just as a placeholder. And then I'll put one after that, where the actual track 1 is. And we'll make it green. So I'm going to bring all of these MIDI clips down. We'll cut and paste them to here. I'm going to remove all the stop buttons from these guys. we're gonna have to work on the synth and the sound design series. Once you go Mac, you don't go back. Oh, you can go back. I don't know, I just find them a little bit intuitive, and I kind of know my way around them, and having the terminal access right there is quite handy. Anyway, let's not turn this into a Mac PC debate. Okay, so I've got those sorted. I'm gonna make myself a coffee. I'm getting a bit tired, but I don't want to stop the stream. So if you guys don't mind, just hold on 2 or 3 minutes and I will come back caffeinated. We are back with the coffee. Which gets in my beard. I need to shave. Okay, wait. So we've got all that shit happening down here. I'm gonna stop all the clips and just get something playing. We'll get the kick playing. We'll get the hats and the snares. How about just that. That's good. So what I wanted to do is, over on this trigger track, remember at the start, if you were around, what I wanted to do was use this track to trigger randomly a selection of these dummy clips here, and I'm going to do that by building something in Max for Live, which may not be that entertaining for those of you who aren't Max for Live people, but it needs to be done. I'll do it as quick as I can. So I'm going to make a Max MIDI effect, like so. And what I'm going to do, the way I'm going to do this is, like, the trigger trackers are going to be MIDI clips, and when the Max for Live device receives a particular note from the MIDI clip, it's going to do one of several different things. So I'm just going to add in 4 MIDI clips here so we have something working. And I've started at C-2. I start at C-2 when I do things like this, just because it's like in a range which isn't really used musically with MIDI clips. So if I was to play this, you can see it's sending the MIDI data here, but nothing's really happening. So if we go back in here and open up our Max MIDI effect, which we just created, I'm going to create a new object called Note In. Resolution on this is Note In. Very good. I'm going to keep this playing. I might even stop that percussion and the hats. We're just going to kick going just so we know there's audio happening. So back to Max here. So we've got this Note In, and this kind of listens for when notes are coming into the actual track. And it spits it out in, like, this is your pitch, this is your velocity, and this is your channel. So if I was to put some message boxes here and connect them, you can see that we're getting 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3 coming in, and that's coming in from these notes here, because C-2 is considered 0 as far as a MIDI note goes. If I make these shorter, like that, you'll actually be able to see the velocity going up and down as well. So the velocity is going up to 59. But what I want to do here is make it so that we want 8 of these. So what I'm going to do is create a new object called cell, and I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to connect the note in to that select. So what that means is this is going to pick up 0 through 7, and depending on which is currently triggered, it's going to send it out through one of these 7 outputs down here. For example, if I was to put some bang little modules here and connect them to the outputs, very good. They're banging multiple times, so what I'll do is get rid of this patch cord here, bring this down, throw in a device called change. So it's only going to send a value if the number changes, so we're not going to get those repeat bangs coming through. So that corresponds to that. That's all good. What I'll do is I'll make this, we want 8 notes, so let's just go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now if we go back to Max for Live, we'll copy these across, just so you can visually see it working. So those MIDI clips are basically giving us a bang, which is very good, because what I want to do without connecting them is I want them to trigger randomly one of those 7 dummy clips on the track. I'm actually going to stop the kick drum because it's like screwing my attention up. So in order to do that, I'm going to create a live object, which is something you use to tell Ableton to do something to a particular thing. I'm going to put another one in called live path. Live path spits out an ID. An ID, everything in Ableton Live has an ID, whether it's a parameter or a volume fader or a clip slot. It has an ID, and in order to find the ID, you can enter a path. So if I was to enter path live set tracks, we've got 8 tracks of synth stuff, so that's 0 through 7. Then we've got a group which is 8. Then we've got the dummy clips which start on 9. 0, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we want to be tracks. We'll go tracks number 9, clip slots. And I'm going to give this a variable of $1. So in theory, if I send the output of this and then put in a number value here, putting in a variable means whatever I send into this message box is going to output. It's going to replace that $1 symbol. So as I move this up, you can see that we're getting the ID of the relevant clip slots for that track number 9, which is good. So this is clip slot 0. 0 means the first clip slot, 1 means the second clip slot, and so on. So that's all good. That's putting out the right path. And how do I want to do this? I think, yeah, I will simplify this at a later stage. I'm sending the path into the object. So once you send a path into an object, it knows what particular element of Ableton Live that it's going to be messing with. Fizz says my hair looks great, thanks. I need a bit of a haircut, but appreciate that. Yeah, cool. Wow. So that is for the first set of dummy clips. I'm just going to duplicate this 8 times. I will simplify this later. So we've got tracks 9. We need to change this to tracks 10. Need to change this to tracks 11. Tracks 12. Tracks 13. Tracks 14. 15. And 16. And again, I know, like, if anyone is max living or max MSPing out there, there's like I can consolidate this down, but for now I just want to do it this way before I simplify it. So I'm going to bring these live objects down, and I'm going to introduce a trigger, which is a T. I'm going to have a bang, and I'm going to also put an L for list. So what that means is that the signal coming out of this live path is going to be split 2 ways. Well, it's going to be split 1 way out the right outlet, so that's as a list, so it's going to get the ID, but it's also going to bang a message called call fire. And call fire, when associated with a clip slot, tells it to play. So that's going to go in the left inlet of the live object. And if we get it nice and tidy like that. So that basically means as soon as I feed a number into this particular message box, 0 through 7, it's going to trigger one of those things, hopefully. So let's just pick 1 and test that theory out. So let's just hit 1 and see if it works. So that worked. So see, as I hit 1 here, it's triggering this first dummy clip. So that's all good. Let's stop this. Lots of chatter on YouTube. Sorry if I'm missing a lot. Facebook chat. No chat. Okay. Yeah, Max Live stuff. Not that interesting. Sorry. So with that, what I can actually do now is I can put in an object called random. We'll go random 7. So if I was to feed that out and then send a bang into that, see how we're getting numbers randomly up to number 7, but we don't want 0. So what I'm going to do is add another one called +1. So there's a +1 under the random. So now we don't get 0. It does go up to 8 though, so I need this to be 6. Remember, 0 is counted as 1 in this environment. So that's going to randomly spit out 1 through 7. I'm not getting any 7s. I think I do need to make this 7. Very good. So that's good. So that means now if we bring that down and connect it to here, like so, and I'm going to have to duplicate this. I should have done this in the initial duplication, but that'll do. Go boom, connect these all up. So that means by triggering all of these bangs, they call them, like these buttons here, it is going to randomly choose. Hang on, I think I need to do more. Yeah, one more. It's going to randomly choose one of those dummy clips for us, which is going to be cool, and you'll see why in a minute. So that's all good. And what I'm going to do is get rid of these bangs here. I'm going to get rid of all of them. I want only note 0 to actually do this function. So what I'm going to do is go T 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that splits one bang into 8 different bangs. And I'm going to connect these bangs. Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to connect these bangs to these bangs. Like so. So what this means is if that MIDI clip plays a note of 0 or C -2, it's going to randomly select a bunch of these dummy clips. So let me go into the trigger track, delete all of these, and I'm going to put it here on the 4th beat. So this is C0. So let me just play none, and let's hope this works. I'm going to bring these tracks down so we don't see them, like so, and open this one up. So let's hope this works. Nope, it didn't. So it's because we're not getting a change value. Let me just go like this. Okay, it's working for that one, but not for any of the other ones. Why is that? Okay, let me just watch this for a sec. Oh, it's because I haven't put the cool fire. So the issue I put there is I didn't have this little guy, which is needed. So I'm going to copy that. Before I copy it, I'll delete these links here. I know this might seem quite boring, but the end result's going to be cool. It means we get a different 1 bar drop every time. So I'm going to duplicate that across to here. And we'll just do that. Whoa. Match it up properly. Ah, fuck, that'll do. So I'm connecting these in. So I connect the dots. Sleek. Thank you, Fizz. So yeah, boring as fuck, this part. Let me just tie this up a little bit, or it'll make me go crazy. Very good. So that should work now. One thing I'm going to do is this trigger clip. I'm going to go follow action, play once, and then stop, just so it doesn't keep re-triggering things. So let's see if it works now. Very good. See how it randomly selects, on each track it randomly selects one of those 7 dummy clips. Try it again. And this is obviously going to sound better if we have everything playing. It's the synth, this one here, it's fucking annoying. Let's just bring this up an octave. Get rid of that. Got sirens going on outside. Very good. Now let's try it with that trigger. Herbert says, I know you like reggae. Create a techno reggae remix from sounds off the ground. Not going to do that in this stream, but that's a very good idea. So see, by just having this 1 bar trigger, we're getting a pretty different variation every single time. I'm going to stop the synth tracks because they're no good for now. Let's just listen to it with this. Listen to a few times. So obviously what I am ultimately going to do, I might as well add them in now, is this is going to be a 2 bar, this is going to be a 4 bar, this is going to be a 8 bar, 16 bar, and 32 bar. I don't think we'll do 64 bars, that's a bit too long. But so you can see the theory behind it. Like once I've actually populated this with a whole bunch of other dummy clips, which I'm not actually going to do in this stream, probably the next one, is by triggering one of these, we get this crazy random build up, and it's different every time. I used to have dreadlocks, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself Rasta. Maybe just like lazy in my general physical hygiene. Yeah, so that's kind of laid down the foundation for what I want to do. So I should probably save this patch as Techno Set dummy trigger 1. So that's laid down the foundations for that. I've got a list. I'll do the send return tracks really quickly. So I think I want to have 5 return tracks. So back to Ableton, we'll go create return track. We might as well do them all at once. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I want this one just to be a reverb. I want this one to be a, what have I got? This one is a synced delay. This one is a short delay. This one is a dub delay. And that would mean this needs to be a dub delay out. And then I'm going to create one more. I'm just going to call it drive for now. We'll put like some overdrive or distortion or erosion on it. Let's open these up a bit so we can see them. Very good. Where's that percussion track? Let's just get rid of some of these notes. Make it a little bit different. Awesome. So I'm going to go through these return tracks that I've just set up quickly. If you're not familiar with return tracks, there are ways that you can add special tracks that process audio that you can send any of your other tracks to at any stage. So they're kind of set off to the side awaiting input. So it's just kind of handy to have, especially when you're playing live and you this will sound good on a dub delay. So I'm going to bring the level up here. Let's open this out a bit. Actually, I'll do it from the audio tracks. So see, as I bring that up, the reverb level goes up, and obviously we want to put a reverb on here. Turn the high cut off, make it high quality mode, give it maximum wet because the original track is playing the dry for us. So we could send the hats over there if we wanted to. That's cool. I like that. That's just the reverb, very simple. With the sync delay, I'm going to keep it real simple as well. I think what we'll put on is a filter delay. I like the filter delays a lot. Actually, no, screw that. Let's make our own filtered delay. So we'll put a simple delay, we'll link them. I'm going to make them 3/16 notes long, give it quite a lot of feedback. So I'm going to send 2 over. Give it maximum wet. And I'll put an auto filter on it. What I'll do is I'll put an EQ8 before everything, make that into a high pass shelf. We'll make it a steep one. We'll bring it up. So just so we don't get like heaps of sub bass stuff reverberating. Now we have an auto filter, I can bring up the LFO amount, make it quite slow. Make an SMP. Bring the gain down here, bring the drive up. Reverb amount down a bit, frequency up a bit. That probably would sound good with a sidechain, so we'll do that. Very good. So that's the sync delay. Again, these are all subject to change. We have short delay. And that's, we'll use another simple delay. That one I just want to have as like that super techno delay with really, really short millisecond delay time. So what I might do is group this together. We'll call this one no pitch. I'll put a ping pong delay in another chain and we'll call this pitch. And with the ping pong delay, of course, we can turn off sync mode as well. So I'm going to map the no pitch time to macro 1. I'm going to link these together. I'm going to also map the time of this to here. Then we'll map the feedback to the second macro. I'm doing this for both of these. And that should be enough. And then one more thing is I'll go into my chain selector here and I'm going to drag these both out. And then right click, distribute ranges equally, drag that across a bit, drag that across a bit. Yeah. And then have it so I can morph between the two. Like that. So if we map the chain selector to there, we can morph between those two. And the reason I wanted to do this is so we could turn the ping pong delay one into repitch mode. So that's the pitch one. If we move the chain selector all the way back, we're now dealing with this simple delay, which doesn't have the pitch mode on. Fizz asks if the machine gun like drop is still there. The drum pattern in the last stream. I don't know. I don't think so, man. What you hear is what you get at the moment. I'm constantly changing these around a little bit. Okay, so that's the short delay sorted. Over to the dub delay. The way I do dub delays, you might have seen a video on this, but what I do is I add a simple delay, maximum wet, 0% feedback, link them together. I'm going to keep it on 3/16 notes. I'm going to put a limiter before it. If it'll let me. I'm going to save my project. Bring the gain right down. And what I'm going to do is enable the dub delay to send back into itself. So the dub delay's output is going back into the channel. But because we have a simple delay here, it's going to be delayed by 3/16 notes. I'm also going to change the audio to sends only and enable this send, which is send E. So this is the dub delay out, and I'm going to put another limiter on there because this can get out of hand quite easily. So let's send it across to D. And because I've got this limiter here, which is down quite low, as I bring this up, this is going to be our feedback, basically. Let's really push it. And the reason why this is cool is because we can do things like put an EQ8 in here, get rid of this one. We'll just have 2 poles. No, we'll have 3. I'm going to make these very stubborn. Put this into a group. We'll map the first pole's frequency to the first macro, the second pole's frequency to the second macro, second pole's gain to the third macro, and the third pole's frequency to the fourth macro. So that means we can select a range by using these two, and we can also boost or raise frequencies. So that gives us a really cool dub delay kind of trick. So and you can see why I have a limiter there to get rid of it, because it gets out of hand, and you can also see why I have a limiter on the dub delay out. Should also put its sidechain on this from the kick also. So with that dub delay, what I might add a reverb as well. That's what I like to do. Add a reverb and just have a really short decay time and only do the dry wet, because doing it in this way with the dub delay, every time the signal gets fed back, all of the effects that you applied to the last iteration of the echo are reapplied and then reapplied and then reapplied, and that's why you get that really crazy kind of dub delay sound. I'll use the erosion on this as well, and then I'll put the erosion before the reverb on it, after the reverb, and let's group all this together just so we don't lose track of where we are. First thing I'm going to do is map these ones here to these lower ones, 3 and 4. So I'm going to call this low, mid, mid gain, high. So that's wide open. Bring the mid gain up around to here. So those control that frequency band of the reverb going back in on itself. And then what I'll do is I'll map the limited gain to macro 1. I'm going to set the max to 3 decibels because maybe we'll make it 6 just so we don't really push it too much. I'll also map the reverb dry wet to macro 2. Let's play with it a little bit. And then with the erosion, yeah, we'll map the amount of the erosion. Let's get it some more signal. See how when I bring up the dry wet of the reverb and when I bring up the erosion, it continues playing that with the delay, which I think is quite cool. So you can get really lost in reverb quite easily. And because you can get lost in that reverb, what I like to do as one more additional effect is add a auto pan after everything. Turn the phasing off. Put it in synced mode on 16th notes, put it on ramp down. So if I bring the amount of this up, it's going to like rhythmically gate the sound. So if it gets too lost in reverb, we can map the amount of the auto pan to this. What do I do? Yeah. So it's going to bring up the auto pan. So we get lost in reverb, we can go like this. And it'll even come back. Yeah, a lot of fun with these. So that is our dub delay. I'll bring that down. So again, you can see why I have a limiter on another send and only send it to that send. So that's the dub delay up. Yeah, and you can imagine if you had 8 knobs and you're playing with these, you can go for ages. It's a lot of fun. That's how I do it. There's some other ways of doing it. What I'll do is let me just map this lower frequency to around 100 hertz, just so we don't get like the sub feeding back in on itself. send it something else. I mean, you can send it the kick. I mean, that's just from the kick. So much fun to be had there. What's up, Sebastian, on Facebook? It's all good. You can watch the recording of the video afterwards on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch for 2 weeks. Let's send the hi-hats to it, just for fun. Get all the way down into the sub realm. And that's from the hi-hats. All fade away. Very good. Hey Tom, can you download such sound set and effects? Again, a little. I'm not too sure what you mean. You can build this. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Just watch it a couple of times. And we've got drive. So let's bring the dub delay down. And let's go back to our percussion and send it to the drive. And I think what I'll do with here is I'll put it's an overdrive. Too noisy. I might bring the dub delay down as well. So those are the 5 return tracks that I want to be using in this. I might add some more at some stage. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this stream now. It's about as much as I want to work on with the shell. The next one, the reason I want to stop is because I want to create, obviously, a whole bunch of 2-bar loops, and a whole bunch of 4-bar loops, and a whole bunch of 8-bar loops, and 16 and 32. But that's going to take a long time unless I figure out a real hacky way of doing it. So I want to stop the stream now because I don't actually have it in my head how I can automate this to make it a lot faster for you guys. So I'm going to stop for today. The next stream, I will have figured out a way that we can get all of these dummy clips in here really quickly. And we'll do that and do a little bit of fine tuning. We'll focus on the riser and the faller thing. I've got a really interesting few ideas on how we can make risers and fallers, again on that same theme of making it so that each time one is triggered, it's different every single time. So we'll do the riser and the faller and the rest of the dummy clips in the next session, which will be day 3, and then our shell is complete and we can move on to things such as sound design and all that kind of crazy stuff, probably the stuff you guys want to see most. So thank you very much for tuning in. Again, I know this isn't normal production and probably not as interesting as if I was making a track, but hopefully you get something from this, and ultimately this series gives you a good idea of how to build a live set using synthesis in session view from the ground up. So catch you guys later. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, you guys are awesome. I might be streaming tomorrow even. I might even do it tomorrow, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Take care.